you're beautiful.
Good afternoon, YouTube. My name's Joel,
My name's Aalayzia.
and together we're going to try out a channel. Um, for what we have in store, we actually don't entirely know yet. We don't plan much. But I was thinking something along the lines of switching between games, maybe make up tutorials and things like that in between. Actually, in the comments below, if you guys have any ideas, go ahead and let us know what you'd want to see, what you don't want to see. Everything in between. We're kind of new to the whole gig here, so
I'm gonna do like corny pranks and stuff. Like everybody
we'll
else
probably do
does.
some pranks here and there.
Okay.
Maybe we'll do a stream or two with questions that can be asked. Today, we are planning on just going back and forth with a few basic questions that we've seen in forums and things about couples. So, here we go.
So first question is, what's the most important thing in a relationship?
Honesty. Honesty and open communication. You can't have a communication with someone that's not an honest one. If you have an unhonest conversation, you're going to end up with, anger at each other. The other thing that's important is, just an open line of communication. You don't want either of the two people involved to feel like they can't talk about something.
No secrecy.
No secrecy. Well, privacy to an extent.
But
What do you think?
Okay, so depending on how long you've been in a relationship.
Yeah.
So does privacy still matter depending on the length of the relationship? Like, say you're just starting a relationship.
I think if you're just starting a relationship, privacy is kind of important because you don't know each other very well. You're still in the process of knowing each other.
Mm-hmm.
So, you don't want to jump into, hey, what color underwear do you like? You don't want to start there.
And start too deep.
Yeah, don't start too deep, don't start too fast. Just get to know each other first and be friends. That's another huge important part of a relationship. You just have to be friends.
It's the most embarrassing thing you've done in public.
There's a long line of things for that. My nickname in fire school was the Crotchless Wonder when I went to fire school, and that was because every single pair of uniform pants I ever bought, I would, without fail, within the third day of having it, rip the crotch out on the fire ground. We'd be doing work on the fire ground, I'd crouch, and you'd hear, and you just hear my fire chief, Crotchless Wonder strikes again.
I think the most embarrassing thing I've done in public is actually no.
Speak up, look at the camera.
I am looking at it. No, I'm thinking. You can tell it. I'm thinking. They can see that I'm thinking. Sir.
Fair enough.
Do you want to fight?
I will fight you.
Because we can turn off this video right now.
I'll fight you. See, she's violent. She's abusive.
Are you done?
Yeah.
I think the most embarrassing thing I've done in public is, I can't really think of one. I can think of something corny. Not really.
That qualifies.
Not really
that qualifies.
embarrassing. I think one time I actually got so scared. This is when I was still walking across the street to Krispy Kreme. I actually almost got ran over by a car. It's not so corny. It's actually really scary. Actually, I end up
Nice.
it's a PG rated pooping my pants that day.
Hey, everyone poops, right?
So where would you rate yourself as a kisser on a scale of 1 to 10?
Like a 4.
A 4? Why do you think 4?
I'm not really great at kissing.
So tell me how you think it's supposed to feel.
I have no idea. Everyone's different.
It's sad. It means I'm not doing my job.
No, she's doing her job, everyone. She's just extra.
A mixture?
Yes. That should be your nickname.
Something I did. I would rate myself probably 4 to 5.
4 to 5?
4 to 5, depending on the mood.
See, I would say 8. But 8 or 9. But
Why?
that's just to me because I love you, so. Because I love you, so.
Something else. I got one.
Here, let me read you a few.
You want to read some?
Yeah, let me read you a few. Alright. Would you rather stop using the internet or stop using deodorant?
Let me think about this because I don't want to come around stinky and musty, right? So I don't want to come off as musty. But the internet gives us so many different options to opportunities out there. So I mean,
It
they
doesn't
didn't
say anything about cologne.
It doesn't say anything about spraying, like, you're right, perfume underneath my armpit. So I would probably go without
Go with that deodorant?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
What?
Would you rather change any one decision from your past or have 40,000 free and clear? Just give $40,000. Or go back in time and fix one mistake.
But how far does $40,000 go, though?
I mean, I could think of at least a house. You could probably buy a house.
I mean,
A cheap house.
I didn't think about it because, I mean, if you want to invest $40,000, I mean, in something important such as stocks and bonds and whatnot, I mean, I guess you could.
It's also a pretty significant retirement starter.
It is. I mean, for my decisions in the past, I mean, actually, as bad as some decisions were, they got me to a point in my life and taught me some life lessons here and there. So, I mean, I think I take the 40,000.
Fair enough.
And the same question for you. What would you do? Should you change your past or get 40 grand?
You know, I think I'd just go for the 40 grand. I'm a firm believer that mistakes make you who you are.
Mm-hmm.
So if you never make a mistake, you never really grow as a person. So I'd rather make mistakes and just get my money.
Well, I have a question for you. What do you think keeps us sane as a couple?
Honesty, communication, the fact that you and I have a friendship and intimacy that is a little bit deeper than what I would feel to be normal for a couple that's only been together for like 2.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so I'll tell you guys all. I'm believe in fate,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm corny, and I think that she was my fate. I found her one day. We stopped talking for a year. It was one of the weirdest pre-relationships I think I've done.
How so?
Because I started talking to her, and then I got scared. I stopped talking to her because I was worried that she wouldn't like me.
Well, I had to stop. Well, I wasn't ignoring you, but at the time I had 2 jobs, so I couldn't really give that kind
There's
of.
that. This woman has
kind
worked
of
3 jobs at a
attention.
time. I'm not about that.
But I couldn't really give that kind of attention at the time. So, I mean, I don't even think I was mentally ready, especially getting out of a relationship prior. So I don't think I was ready just yet.
And we stopped talking for like a year and a half, and then I went around and I dated another woman, and that didn't work out well at all. And then I found her again, and it clicked just like normal. So I believe in fate. I think she was my fate, and I think that everyone's fate is out there somewhere. You just got to be patient with it.
Mm-hmm.
And the key is to not look until something starts happening. Because if you keep looking, you got to just try to find it everywhere.
Actually, I think one day we just started catching back up after you said a year and a half, and honestly, I don't think I was still looking to get in a relationship. I was just supposed to be like dinner and a movie, really, and I guess we just clicked from the beginning. What do you think?
Oh, sorry, I'm shaking the whole camera. Earthquake.
Would you rather have one dream come true or give that chance to your significant other?
Oh, I'd rather give it to you.
But any dream.
Any dream. I'd rather give it to you.
Why would you get me?
Because I only ever want to see you happy and get what you want. So it's true. I give it to her in a heartbeat.
And this one might make it PG. You want to ask this? Well, actually, I'll ask you. Should I ask you that one?
I mean, if you want.
Well, what was it? What do I do that turns you on the most?
YouTube, don't flag me for this. I like watching you. I like watching you do your hair
Why?
because it's cute.
How is that's
See,
not
all
a
right.
turn on.
I am a white
But how is
boy.
that?
I am a white
Okay.
boy from a white family, and my first experience with any kind of colored woman's hair was with her.
Okay.
This one
But how
here.
is that a turn on?
Because I
You
like
gotta
how your hair looks.
You gotta
See,
explain that to me.
she likes to, I've always had a thing for afro hair.
Mm-hmm.
Always had a thing for afro hair. But honestly, in high school, I was too scared to ask the black girls out because, you know, I'm a white boy and I didn't think that was going to go well. And most of the time, it probably wasn't going to go well.
How are you like this?
Well, I was a geek. Because I was a geek in high school. I'm still a geek. I still play video games. I still do D&D. I still do all that fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And your hair turns me on because it's fun to watch you put it into braids. I love afro hair, and I love all of the uniqueness you can put into the style, from hair color to type of hair, the style of hair. Whereas, in my opinion, most normal white person haircuts I've seen are kind of like bland, especially for dudes.
Flavorless.
Especially for dudes.
Unseasoned.
Yeah. They don't season their hair, guys.
So,
we don't season our food, and we don't season our hair. It's what happens. Oh, and no, I'm not like translucent on one side of my face. We're sitting next to a window, so the light's hitting me, and I do actually have a full beard here. It's just like disappears because I'm blonde.
right. So you can ask me. You want to ask me the same question?
You know, right back at you.
So what do you? I think it would say. I would say your personality.
My personality.
It's corny, but it's your personality. You're very outgoing. You're very sweet.
That's one way to put it.
You're very outgoing. You're very sweet. It's really.
Yeah.
And you're very goofy.
Well, I try to be.
Not
What's life without a little laughing, right?
You know, you don't do it. You don't do it intentionally.
I don't try to. I just kind of be me. My whole point is I always try to be me. I stopped trying to be someone else a long time ago.
You just answered your own question. I got it. And ask if you're another person. That's why I love you. You're you. Your personality. You're you. And
See, she's a keeper.
And he's actually, so what else do we want to... What is your idea of a perfect romantic date?
That's harder, because I've thought about this on several occasions.
How is it harder? What makes it harder?
Well, because there's so many different ways to make a date romantic. Like, on one end, you have just good old-fashioned normal romantic, which is you two go to a park somewhere and you like share a Snickers bar or something, which is romantic in its own life because it's not expensive. There's not a whole lot of what high tone and fancy and what to do. It's just two people who love each other, enjoying each other's company and out in the park. But romantic, like total dreamboat, romance novel style date, I would say dinner on a boat. Dinner on a boat.
I mess with it.
That's what I would think like true romance novel.
Like,
we don't do the Titanic. Catch me. But no, I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not holding you on the edge of the Titanic because you're so much taller than me that no one would see me in the picture.
let's not say we didn't.
I'm a midget and she's like a tall girl.
But
I'm like 5'4" and she's like 5'9".
Yeah, let's not say we didn't. I don't think that would
On the upside, if I ever get scared, I can hide behind her real easy.
You got jokes. You think you're funny, don't you?
Yeah, I can hide my face. I can't hide anything else. Like it'd just be like those cartoons where you see like a dude hiding behind a really small tree and you just see giant shoulders and a big belly and big old broad hips on the other side.
No, you're just short and sturdy.
Stout. The word you're looking for is stout.
Did I say stout?
No, you said sturdy.
Sturdy.
Both work.
So what do you remember most about our first kiss?
I remember most that it felt right. Like there wasn't any awkwardness behind it. I was like, yes, did it.
You got what you wanted?
Yep, and I knew I didn't want anyone else.
Oh, so cute. Yeah, ask a couple more questions and then
Go on to what we be having in our future.
what's one thing about a relationship that makes you the happiest?
That we can both laugh. You know how some couples like walk around Instagram, couples goals, and they're like
None
working
of
out in the gym or something like that.
that. None of that. None of that
Nope.
garbage.
Not us.
It's all real. I mean, there's gonna be days where we'll probably argue.
Oh, I
Not
scream and holler
I'm
regularly.
saying we'll probably argue. We're not gonna lie. I mean, we're not gonna get on social media and tell people our business. We're not gonna be like, oh man, just got in a fight with so and so. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah. And honestly, I'm a firm believer in some things are just meant to be private. I mean, our business isn't all out in the world unless we've actively talked to each other and decided that that's where it's going to be. Because honestly, the only thing worse than everyone jumping to a bunch of conclusions about something that they may or may not know about is we have to be the ones to put out the fire. And if it was something sensitive, I don't want to have to explain to 6 separate people the same thing.
Right.
Over and over and over again. So, my advice to anyone out there is put down the camera, put down the phone from time to time, as much as hypocritical as it sounds saying this on YouTube. Put down the camera sometimes, put down the video sometimes, and go on a walk with your significant other. Be with the person, not with the camera. A memory will last longer.
Yeah, I mean, we've been trying to work on. I mean, we don't really do it that much, but work on like putting our phones down, especially. I think date days are really important. I heard this generation doesn't go on dates anymore.
No.
I mean, people just kick it or what have you. But like I said, I think date days are really important. I think it's really important to establish where you are in the relationship, what you want to do in your future. I mean, how can you two be on the same page? How can you two be on one accord? I really think date days are really, really important. I can't emphasize that, honestly. I mean, what do you think is important about having date days or trying to make time for your significant other, period?
Date days are important and making time for the significant other because that way the person knows that you personally think about them and it's not all about, the camera, it's not all about the home videos, it's not all about everything in between. It's about the person and you and your communication with each other, which is the most important thing to me on the planet. I mean, I grew up in a divorced household, so I watched miscommunication for 20 years. And I vowed that I would never do that with anyone I was in a relationship with. I vowed that I would never allow miscommunication or simple frustration to prevent a real conversation from happening. Like whenever her and I get into it, I sit her down. I mean, I'll barricade her in a room.
Against my will or not.
I'll barricade her in a room and we'll sit and talk. And by the end of it all, we both feel better. It's out in the open. We've had our conversation. And we can carry on without any kind of ill will harbored towards each other. And love is work, guys. Love is work. You cannot... Thanks.
Like I'm trying to prove a point here.
You cannot think that every single day in a relationship is going to be, the new sun rising over a great new world. You have to work. It's one thing that our generation does not do as well as others. We are part of the hookup culture. Tinder, Grindr, Tumblr, all of these different apps that people use to just get a quick one-night stand. And then everyone gets frustrated when there's not a relationship or when they get in a relationship that they with a person they really like, the minute something goes wrong, they both stop. They both drop the relationship.
Right.
You can't do it. You have to sit with each other. If you love the person, they are worth sitting them down and talking to them. That's all I got. I'm sorry, that kind of turned into a soapbox moment. This is supposed to be a cute video, but
I think that's something they need to hear. Something our generation doesn't really pay much attention to as we should have.
please, guys, don't hurt me. I'm small. I'm short.
Okay.
Sure. Alright. Don't hurt me. I'm short.
So how do you want to wrap up the video?
Well, in short, I'm Joel.
I'm Aalayzia.
And we're gonna be doing videos ranging from gaming to these little Q&A questionnaires. I might have a couple of friends come over here and there. We can play games, play board games, things like that. And honestly, we do want to hear your guys' feedback. So go ahead and like and share and subscribe button in the bottom here, and help us along on our journey because we're just starting out and we got a lot of hoops to jump in the meantime. All right, guys, love you. Bye. Bum. Bum, 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 bum.